Hi there, my name is Tyler. I'm the co-owner of Evelyn's Renewables. We are an Alberta-based solar installation company with an office in Edmonton and Calgary. And I'm making this video today to help our customers, future customers, better understand the app that comes with the microinverters that we install. The app we're going to be going over is the EMA APSystems application. It's got a fancy name, but it's actually quite simple to use. So let's get into it. All right, so getting started with the app, the first thing that you're gonna do is download the app. You can download it in two different ways. The first one is when we're on site and we're setting your system up, you'll get an automated email from EMA with an invitation to download the app. That works pretty well. If you miss it or you need a different way, you can find it on the App Store. So I'll just show you quickly on my phone. If you type in EMA app, it's the first one that pops up right here. So EMA app, white background, orange logo, says EMA. You can't miss it. And EMA manager, that's not for you, so don't download that one. I actually use that one to track our customer systems, but you can download EMA app, log in with your credentials, and then get started. If you don't have your credentials or you can't find them, just let me know. I can send you them and you'll be able to log in. Okay, so at this point, assuming you have access to the app, this is where the meat and potatoes of this video comes in. I'm going to walk you through an example on an existing customer system, looking at his data so that we can understand what's going on with his system, and then you can apply some of that information to your system to better understand it. So looking at this customer system, we've got a nice photo of his installation. His system size is 10 kilowatts, which is based on the amount of panels that we installed for him. You can see his current power is 7,800 watts, and we've got this nice chart which shows his energy and his power throughout the day. So power is essentially the instantaneous amount of energy that's being produced by these panels. What it means to you is just the higher this graph is, the better it is for you. You're going to be producing more kilowatt hours of energy, and you'll have more energy to use in your home. Now on the customer EMA app, this screen looks a little bit different, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. So I'll jump to the module screen. This is a really important screen. I recommend checking this out every few days or so. Now, the reason being is that this screen shows every single panel on your array, and you can look through it throughout the day and see what they're actually doing. So this little slider down here slides you through the whole day. So what I'm getting right now is that this system basically turned on at about 6:40, and then it slowly increased in power throughout the day. And now, as we film this video, it's about 2 o'clock. So why is this important? Why is this fun? The reason I like this particular section is that if you're ever having an issue where one panel stops working or is behaving abnormally, this is a screen that you can go to actually see what's going on. So for example, if where my mouse is, if that was showing 0, but everything else is showing a high amount of power, like here, then that would give me a clue that something is wrong. And that's a time when you would call your installer to let them know, hey, there's a problem, can you look into it? On my end, if this was showing 0, I can actually click on it and I can get more info on what's the particular microinverter name and its position so that I can do a warranty claim on your behalf. So yeah, this is a really great screen, really useful, definitely worth checking in and looking at how that data is performing. Now, clicking this calendar, you can actually look at data on different days. This customer has not had their system turned on for very long, so I'm not going to go through very far. But for example, I could look at the full day yesterday, and yeah, going through the day, it looks very similar to how today is going, with starting off very small throughout the morning and then peaking at around 2. Looked like it stayed pretty high, and then throughout the evening, the panels start to lower in the amount of energy that they produce. So that's very normal, very useful to look at. You can also click here to get your ECU ID if you were ever asked for that, and your view name. This view name is South. He only has one view because all his panels are in one spot, and that's primarily what most people would have as well. You can click and look at daily energy in 30 days as well. I don't look at this as often. It's just not as useful on this particular menu. There's another section where it's a bit better. So I'll go to this daily view. This is actually a really good view. I like it because it gives you a full story of what you're actually producing. So this slider, you can click between day, daily, monthly, yearly. When you first start out, you don't have much data. So looking at daily and day is the best spot for you. So today, or on this particular day yesterday, the customer produced 51 kilowatt hours of energy. And they had a peak power of 7,600 watts. To me, the amount of watts is not as useful as the amount of kilowatt hours. Kilowatt hours is more important because that's what you're actually billed on your electricity bill. And that's the reason you installed solar, was to offset that bill and to produce as much kilowatt hours as you can with your system. So if I want to switch to a different day, like let's say we look at the 27th, you can just click this arrow and you can click this to go forward to. And today, when you're still in that day, it's only going to show you what you've done so far. So far, 2 o'clock, he's done 22 kilowatt hours and the day is only halfway over. If I want to switch to the daily view, this will provide more context on what the customer has produced every single day or what you've produced every day. You can see this customer's system has not been on long at all. It's only been about 4 days. On this little blip here, that was when we actually commissioned the system, turned it on to just check it, and then we turned it off until his electrical inspection. You can click each bar graph and it'll tell you what occurred on that day. So on the 26th, 29 kilowatt hours of energy, 27th, 53, 28, probably 52, 51. So it's useful to look at. You can see trends over time. When you start to get even more data and actually full months, this is nice to look at too. So this is what you produce in each month. So far, August has produced 158 kilowatt hours. Now that's not really representative for this client because they just got solar a couple days ago. But over time, as these months become full months of production, it'll tell you a really good story and it will let you know which months are good months for you, which months are bad months. And you can use that information to decide if you want to be on a high rate in the summer or a low rate in different times. So that's why it's useful. You can see the total energy you produced, your average daily energy, which right now is skewed because they have not been producing for very long. And then as the years go by, you'll have yearly energy. You can see how much you're producing every single year. So that's an exciting thing. I really like this view. Particular day and daily is great to check, but really the module view every few days going through here to just verify that there's production, the panels seem to be working. That's important. So switching back to the 28th. Oh, it's going through the monthly view. That's why. I have this daily energy in 30 days, so I prefer power generation in day. Yeah, that's better. That gives you a more clear view of what's going on for sure. And if you want to see what each one has done throughout the month or throughout the day, going to this chart is much better for you. Lastly, there is some sections in the workspace that you can make modifications. I have a few more than you would have. For example, the remote control, being able to replace certain things. But you can go in here and see what settings you have available. I think you can change some things like your name. If you want to change your password, I believe you can change it through there as well. All right, so that is the EMA app. Pretty much the information that is useful to you, that's most important, that's going to help you get the most out of your system. In closing notes, definitely recommend checking this out every few days to just make sure that your system's functioning properly. The panels, they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to tell you if there's an issue. So going through here, you can check preemptively. You can check out your modules, make sure that they're all performing the way that you'd like them to. So definitely keep an eye out on this. And if you have any questions about how the app works, getting logged into it, or anything else, feel free to let me know via text or via email. I'm here for my customers. Thank you so much.